And we're off to the races. Thanks, everybody, for being here. And another apology to Jeannie for playing the Super Friends theme over and over and over. All right.
Nothing wrong with that.
Here comes. I agree. We're going to play it, start it, do it, and have it in 3, 2, 1.
Hi. Shout out from one of my buddies to Mike Oxy Bum Bong Myko. Hi.
Okay.
Tread softly, because you tread on my dreams. This is the Morning Stream.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to TMS. It's the Morning Stream for Wednesday, October 14th, 2020. If you can believe it, we are a day shy of the middle of the month. What the frick?
Wow.
I guess
Yeah,
tomorrow,
October.
it'll be tomorrow 0.5 that will be halfway entirely, right?
Tomorrow 0.5.
Meaning-
Well, not really. It'll.
Right?
Yeah, it would be right. 31 days, so it'd be 15 and a half days would be the halfway point.
There you go. So it'll be like noon or 1 tomorrow our time. And
Right.
then truly, we were
Yeah,
halfway
but
through
and
this
which
month.
do you base it on? Greenwich Mean Time? Do you base it on?
I don't base anything on Greenwich Mean Time. And here's why. Because I find it hooty-falooties when I hear about it.
I don't like it because it's mean.
It's mean to me. No, they'll like everyone always says like, you gotta go off of the international time zone unit deal, and I'm like, bah, whatever. I got my farmer time here, and I'm fine with it. So
Off the top of your head,
yeah,
do you know what UTC plus or minus Utah Salt Lake City is?
yes, it's 7, I believe.
Okay,
I believe.
it is. Yes.
And the reason I know
It's the
that
same
is
for me.
I don't want to take some. Whoa, why is that so loud? I don't want to take some crazy
but
credit
I
for
feel
this.
like dancing.
I must have messed that up. I don't want to make this sound like I'm super smart about it, because I'm not. The reason I know the plus 7 is because I always had to worry about Patrick's schedule.
Oh, sure.
And
Yeah.
when the Europeans have their shift an hour ahead or behind, it's never the same weekend as us. So
Yeah.
I'd have to think, okay, well, this week it's plus 8 because he's forward before we are, or we're before him, or whatever. So that's the only reason I know. If I didn't know that, I probably wouldn't know that, and I probably wouldn't care. Because the
Makes
mountain
sense.
time zone is the only time zone that matters.
As if we haven't said it enough.
Yes. Take that. All right. Gosh dang it. We got stuff to do today. We got a contest
Yeah, we
coming
do.
up. We got
Oh my God. We
news.
got
I know.
Tom. We got Nicole. We got Brian
What?
Dunaway. We got so much.
We're drowning
Wednesdays
in
are
it. We're
ridiculous.
drowning in it. It's literally us in a pool of goo going, ooh, help me out, right? That's what we're having today of content. So sit back and relax, everybody. I want to tell you about a dream. Brian, can I share my dream?
Sure.
I had a dream. And in my dream, it was a very long dream, a very cogent dream, and a dream I remembered entirely when I woke up, which is not normal for me. Normally, I forget a lot of it.
Sure. You
Remember points of
pieces
it.
and parts. And right.
Sure. Like normal people. It's just dreams or whatever.
Yeah.
But this one, very specifically, I was invited to a party.
Okay.
Now, in the world, this all made sense, but I was invited to a party. You were there, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Not just a head on a chair either.
Glad I was invited too.
Yeah, you totally got invited. You're invited to all the parties.
I would have had some dream FOMO if I wasn't invited.
Well, yeah, DFOMO, right?
DFOMO.
DFOMO.
DFOMO, yes. I don't like DFOMO.
I don't like saying it at all. DFOMO's annoying. Anyway,
No, yes.
So this party is on a different planet. And don't know what planet, but that was the deal, and that seemed like normal life. And everybody had like a car that was a ship, basically, that you would drive to other planets. And
Okay.
I was late to
Wow.
this party, and you were there, and you were like calling me or texting me saying, dude, get here, you're gonna miss all the fun, you're late. I'm like, I know, I'm just trying to find my stuff. And this was one of those dreams where everything felt like everything was going wrong. Like, where are my keys? Ah, shit, they're in the other thing. Oh, my wallet. I have to have my wallet. What if I get pulled over in space? None of this makes any sense. So I'm running around like a freak show trying to get all my stuff, find my bag. For some reason, I had to have my iPad with me because I wanted to draw while I was there or something. And this all seemed normal. And then when I finally got my crap together, I get into this ship, my car, and the ship goes to a certain point that then you enter a gate, like a big warp gate.
Stargate kind of thing? Okay.
Yeah, like a Stargate in space, sort of like that.
Right,
Great
yeah.
big glowy portal thing. And I got to go through that, and then that will take me to the system that you guys are all in for the party, and then I got to go find that planet. Now, all of this sounds like super interstellar, sci-fi, but in the dream, it just feels like I'm driving across town, and oh my gosh, traffic sucks, and what's with this light? Is this light going to turn red? It's all those feelings,
Right.
And
It's basically right. It's a regular life thing, but just kind of transposed into space.
Yeah, basically
for no reason, it seems like.
That's a great way to put it. That's exactly right. And so I get all discombobulated with just the travel. Right. I finally get to the party, and the party's fine, but it feels like it's not great. And I barely see you, which feels about right. Every time you and I end up somewhere
it's like BlizzCon. So basically, so far, everything you've described is BlizzCon if it took place in space.
It's Oh my gosh, maybe we're getting to something.
Scott, where are you? The bowling thing has started. I don't know where you're at.
I'm coming. I'm getting stopped every 3 feet. I freaking hate that. Like that. That is my life in Anaheim every fall. And Brian and I never get enough time together. Drives me crazy. And so we always, we have to count on things like back in the day, Nerdtacular or Vegas or whatever, to actually spend any real time together. And so this felt like the BlizzCon version. And so I barely see you. I am seeing a bunch of people I don't really like. I'm not gonna
know who you are out there.
Yeah, I'm not going to name names. But it's very lucid. All of these details are very still clear to me now.
Rhymes with shmee, schmotel, shmoom.
Yes, that is what it rhymes with. Anyway, so then I'm halfway through this dream, and I realize, oh, crap. Now, here's the weird bit. I say to myself, crap, I need to get back to Earth because I'm in charge of cleaning a church with some people, and I don't know what that's about. I'm supposed to clean a church, like vacuum and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm late. I'm like, oh, this party's going too long. I got to get back and clean that church. And it was just imperative. There's no getting around it. So now I've lost everything again. Where's my bag? Oh, shoot. Did someone take my bag and put it in the room with the coats? Go to the room with the coats, trying to find the thing. And then I finally get all my stuff. I have to keep going back and forth. I get stalled every 5 feet. I get in the car. I'm already hours late for this church cleaning.
Yeah.
I get it back into my car ship, and I look at the fuel thing, and it says, you're dangerously low on plutonium or whatever the hell.
Right. Would you like to look for a chevron close to Jupiter?
I just don't have any. I don't have any fuel left, and so I thought it was going to be enough. So I flew to the portal, got to the portal, went through the portal, no problem. And then I thought, well, if I run out, I'll coast to Earth from, like you would think about like a downward street. I'll just coast the rest of the way home.
Right, exactly, yes. Because
it didn't work. It didn't work. I coasted.
Didn't quite make it close enough to Earth to be able to rely on the gravity to kind of pull you in.
No, I coasted like Mars and then stalled in space. And then I woke up. And here's the worst part of this dream. I woke up, it felt all real and as if I was still involved. The big difference was I had to pee like a freaking racehorse on crack. I had to pee so bad. So I stumbled out of bed going, space, my bag, but church needs cleaning, and I'm peeing. It was so weird.
There is so much to analyze in that. I don't even know where to begin. But
it's weird. And if that was real life, if it had gone on, I would have sat in that space and I'd have sent you a text and go, hey, sorry, we didn't. Literally, this was in my head when I woke up. Sorry, we didn't get to hang out very much. I'm stalled outside of Mars right now. I'll talk to you when you get home. Have a safe trip.
Which, by the way, there's no friction in space, so it's not like you can't. Like if you have a trajectory towards Earth and you run out of gas, you'll still make it to Earth. It'll just take longer because you won't have any additional propulsion, but your momentum will still get you there as long as Earth is in the place you need it to be when you finally get there, which I guess is probably the bigger problem.
Right. I wouldn't have any other navigatory. Maybe there's backup systems.
Exactly. You wouldn't be able to steer it or anything like that. It'd be basically like that's true. Yeah, it dice to me, and it does bring up Mars gravity. So if you were going past Mars and Mars slowed you down, that's true.
That's true. But if the car would have accounted for me looping past it
Yeah.
at a certain distance and speed, then in theory I'm slingshotting the way I want to go.
Right.
But in the dream it was like a space Honda Accord. Like it's not even like a you know what I mean? Like it was kind of a car.
It's got really good mileage, by the way.
It was so weird. It was so freaking weird. Anyway, to
That's
this minute, I remember it so vividly, and I'm not used to that. And I didn't eat anything weird. I didn't drink anything weird before bed.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything weird. I watch a movie before and nothing. Just was tired. Decided to go to bed on time. I played a little WoW earlier. This dream has 0 WoW connections.
Crazy that patch day drops. You play WoW. I don't get a chance to play any WoW. I was, man. It has been since Monday morning. It has been nonstop work and getting stuff ready and getting projects done, because I know there's a big project that's coming that I need to kind of clear out some space for. And
sure. Yeah, I feel you,
actually
dude.
It's actually even affecting Coverville today. I'm going to say it right now. Coverville today is tomorrow because of time. There's a project that has to get done today, and I also have a 1 p.m. virtual concert, which is really 8 p.m. in the UK. Speaking of Greenwich Mean Time.
Yeah.
So it's the Divine Comedy playing, kind of celebrating this new box set that's getting released. One of my favorite bands, this band called Divine Comedy, singer Neil Hannon, who's got this amazing voice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's putting on this concert at the Orpheum or something. No, what is it? It's like
I like that name if it's true.
the Orifice.
The Orifice. 1 week only.
Whatever it is, I'll have to find the email. But it's in this. Anyway, so it's a concert I pre-bought tickets for, and the Barbican.
Oh,
That's a less fun name than the Orpheus.
Some good smoked barbican.
I love a good Barbican Divine Comedy.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Anyway,
how long does that go? Like
really
a couple hours long, or
probably a couple hours long. And what's cool is I can actually put it up on this screen while I get work done. So I'm pushing Coverville to the next day, and it'll be tomorrow, and that's all right because there's like 4 or 5 more songs I want to add, and I want to find good versions of them to use. So
yeah. Oh, that's great.
So there's stuff. There's a lot of stuff that has to happen.
Yeah, give Eddie that little extra time that he needs to stew.
Exactly. That's a thing. Like there are a lot of Van Halen covers I really like, but is it like if I play a Steven Seagal's cover, you remember them? They're that Norwegian kind of hillbilly,
right?
Hillbilly rock.
Yeah.
If I play a really great version of Panama by them, does it sully the memory of Eddie Van Halen? Am I not holding the proper reverence for Eddie Van Halen by playing something that's kind of like other Finnish?
This is an interesting trick for you because your show is covers.
I know, and I do this all the time. I play. I've had trivia episodes before where I've played goofy versions of songs that are the person that I'm paying tribute to, but it's tricky for whatever reason. It's making me second guess myself with Eddie Van Halen. I think I know
why. I think it's because there's a technicality to Eddie and his contribution to that band that is not a thing you just cover, right?
Right.
Nobody covers that freaking guitar god magic he would pull off with his hands.
Exactly.
And so what you're covering is just the songs. Like if Diamond Dave died, you wouldn't think twice. It's just play covers.
No, exactly.
Who cares where they come from?
Exactly.
So that's interesting. That's an interesting twist to what you usually do. Well, good luck.
So I'm going to play it. I'm going to play some. There are going to be some covers of Van Halen that are kind of on the, I don't know, the not as serious devotion side, but still serious music produced by people who play music very well. How's that?
I would say go ahead and jump.
Why is there so much talk about David Crosby in the chat room all of a sudden?
I don't know. David Crosby. He's not Diamond Dave. What are you guys talking about? He's still alive? Greg for Walkman, man. What Greg for Walkman says, F David Crosby. What'd he do?
I don't know. I don't know why all of a sudden...
Took all the cocaine, or what was the problem there?
I don't know. Weird.
Speaking of taking all the cocaine, we have Brian Dunaway on the phone, who joins us on Mondays and Wednesdays for a little goof-aroundery we call Babble Royale, which you folks at home should be calling that number right now, 801-471-0462. Brian, welcome to the show. How the heck are you?
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian. Just
Hi.
ready for a little bit of goofing around and
You know what I like about you?
Called it.
Let me tell you what I like about you. Can I tell you? Just one.
Sure,
of the
tell
things.
me what you like about me.
you.
Here's what I like about you. This is just one of many things I like about you. One is that when I add him to the call early, he totally gets the machine. He understands the process.
Yeah.
He just sits there and he knows that we're finishing whatever yammer Brian and I are doing. And
That's right. Shut your mouth.
Waiting for the music. Some people go, hello? What? Hello? Are you there? What?
Hello, is this thing on?
Even my sister does it. She'll go, hello? And I'm like, Wendy, hold on. You gotta sit there for a second. So just anyway, I appreciate your technical adherence to these subtle things we do in the world of podcastery and radio production. Well done.
Yeah,
I know
but
when to wait my
sometimes-
turn.
But sometimes in Discord we'll get a, hey, are we doing this or what? Where are you guys?
Yeah, I do like that.
You know what that is?
Uh.
That is passive-aggressive behavior because Ibbott said about a month ago, he was talking and he said, and I think the topic came up and said, well, is Brian showing up today? I don't know. He only sends something when something bad happens.
Oh.
And so,
Okay.
and so I'm like, fine, Ibbott. I'll passively aggressively tell you every time I'm
Every
ready
time.
to go.
Now it makes
Sure.
sense to me. Now it makes
Well, I'm looking
sense.
back at our Discord and like so September 28th. Is it time?
Right.
Have you started calling me yet? That was
That's
September
it.
28th. September 30th. Hey, are you calling me or what? How am I supposed to kick Scott's butt if you don't call? Oh my God, you guys haven't even started yet. And then, let's see, October 12th, 2 days ago.
We doing this?
We doing this?
I love it. I love it. Don't ever change. Speaking
If
of
you
never,
point out a flaw in my character, I will attempt
No,
to change
Oh,
it.
you'll-
you don't have one. I would argue you do not have one.
he'll hug
flaws.
his flaws until they let out a little toot. All right, here comes a caller. We got someone on the phone waiting for a bit here. Hi, good morning. Who's this?
Good morning. This is Gualkmar from the chat.
Guacmar. Nice to have you here. How the heck are you? Where
You
do
can call me-
where you hail from?
I'm actually in Virginia, but I called a few weeks ago for the first time caller, first time winner, first time everything.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
So now you're a second timer. That'll be cool. We'll,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but maybe
first
not a
time.
second time winner. We'll have to
well,
see.
you never know.
So-
Yeah, you got to choose right. Go ahead, Brian.
So, just to get you caught up, stabbed my hand with a steak knife and got stitches. And,
Oh, yeah. For
for
anyone
the full
still,
story.
I apologize. Sorry.
Brian, like we're just going to give a quick primer to anybody who may have missed last.
Oh yeah, I
Monday's
guess that
story.
might have been pre-show, right? I think it was pre-show.
Was it?
So
all?
why is it not East Virginia?
Oh yeah, why not? How come you guys don't have an East Virginia? What's the matter with that? What's going on with that?
Yeah.
Because we were first.
Okay, let me ask you this: Do you ever
Ah.
do like East West Virginia? Like you're trying to talk about the eastern part of West Virginia? Do people just say that? Like
Oh
South?
wow, yeah, East West Virginia.
No,
No. Well, that's good
I
to
can't
know.
believe this has never come up for you.
I know, it's
I live
never
in
come
South Carolina, and constantly people are saying, "Oh, you live in the south part of South Carolina."
So everybody say, do you live in where? Who lives in Northeast South Carolina? Right? They could say
That's
that.
me.
Yeah, yeah, you would say right. You would say Northeast South
Actually,
Carolina. Yeah.
Actually, I live in Northwest South Carolina.
So if you live
Northwest
in
South
western,
Carolina.
if you live in Virginia and you live in the western part, you'd live in West Virginia. Like you'd say West Utah. No, you wouldn't say that. Would you say?
How's them mountain mamas
Wait,
doing?
if you live, are you saying if you live? nice.
Yeah,
reference
well
there.
done.
So are you saying if he lives in the western part of West Virginia, he'd say I live in West Virginia?
He lives in West
Is that what you're-
Virginia, but if you live in just Virginia and you live in the west part, what do you say?
Oh, I got you. Right. If you live in the west part of Vanilla, Virginia.
Vanilla, Virginia. Vanilla.
Careful. We almost had a 4-foot Virginia there.
Yeah, 4-foot Virginia and Pedro. Anyway, hey, well, let's play this game. We're gonna have Brian explain these rules and what you could win and what our topic is today. Brian, take it away.
Oh, that's right. You phased out there for just
Oh, I
a
did?
split second, but you're back. You're back.
Oh,
You're fine, and you're
all
back.
right. Everyone's back.
I'm going to be giving Scott and Brian a topic. They're going to go back and forth giving me answers that fit that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, a repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, well, by golly, the win goes to the other player, don't you know? Your job, Guacmar, is to predict who's going to come out on top based on the topic. Today, you are playing for a bag of Kahawa coffee, courtesy of Kahawa Roasters. Delicious. I'm having some Colombian today, right now. You're also playing for a copy of The Fisherman Fishing Planet, which is where Scott apparently was visiting in his dream,
Yep.
and Overload, a game that both Scott and Brian will probably spend the next minute or two raving about.
It's good.
No, I was actually going to talk about the coffee because I received my coffee, so I guess that's what you needed my address for.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that is exactly what I needed your address.
And I appreciated it, and I enjoyed the house blend yesterday and enjoyed it quite much. So thank you very much.
Also, you had a very Halloween motif you were shooting that photo in. Like that's a Halloween stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know. It looks like it was an Etsy sale or something.
Yeah.
No, that's my countertop. We may decorate for Halloween the moment it becomes appropriate.
Well, well done.
By the way, we haven't done this for a while on the show, but if you are interested in getting some coffee from Kahawa Roasters, Kahawa, we should make a little jingle song that goes with that. Make sure you use the code MorningStream, all caps, one word, MorningStream, and you'll get a discount on your order of coffee at Kahawa.
And it's not just coffee. Read about the story behind the coffee.
Yeah, it's
I
very
don't
cool.
pay to read.
Yeah, Brian.
I didn't say for you to. I'm talking to the people who listen. I had no idea until I read the package. I like reading packages.
You are a package reader. That's true. You can read a package all the way across the gym if the guys stand your direction. All right, moving on.
All right. Package.
Yeah,
Well,
20% off, by
prices.
the way. Morning streams. Good stuff. There's that piece of paper that's written on right there. Thank you, Brian, for bringing that up. Okay, what's our deal here today? What are we doing?
It's funny that it comes up today after what we talked about in the opening of the show, Scott. The company or the site Amerisleep did a survey of 2,000 of its readers, of its viewers, followers, to find out the most frequent nightmares that people have.
Oh, weird. That's funny.
And I want to, let's see, how many are on this list? I'm thinking I might just take the top 20%. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You better tell me there's 100 and you're going to do 20%, so I know it's 20. Don't make me do math before I even get started with this nightmare.
The top 20 are all experienced by 20% or more of people.
20%, jeez.
So 20% or more of people have
common nightmares.
Common nightmares. Let's just say that. Common nightmares. How about that?
Good. So these are just bad dreams about the rapper actor Common.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Who has the most common nightmares?
Probably
is it Common?
John Wick probably has common nightmares because he was a bad guy in that.
Probably does. Yes.
All right.
All right.
This
So
is super interesting topic. I love this.
This is fun. And nobody look at AV Tech John's link that he put in the show notes because it's basically
chat room is
this
hidden.
graphic that I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, chat room's hidden. Don't want to see.
You guys get to look at screens?
No, hell no. Well, I mean, I guess I have a screen to produce the show, but I hide all.
Usually, what I do is
browsers.
I'm picking at my shoes, waiting for Scott to say something.
Pick at your
Picking
shoes.
at your shoes.
Weird. Okay, then.
Well, let's unpack that later.
Yeah,
because I'm curious about that.
Hold on.
I like to
I
cross
needed
my
a topic.
legs when I sit in my corner.
I needed a topic for Wendy on Thursday. I think we may have found it. Picking your shoes.
Picking at your shoes. All right. So, Guacamar, now that you've heard the topic and heard Scott and Brian's comfortability
or lack of comfort
with the topic, who do you want to go first and who do you think is going to win?
So I'm thinking Scott go first, Scott to win.
Ooh, look at the double
Nice.
Scott.
Wow, the
Nice.
double Scott.
Okay.
Yeah, Scott has nightmares. He is an expert at it.
I do, actually. The dream I had last night, I don't know if I'd call it a nightmare, but it was stressful. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to be very, because there's nuance to this, so I'm going to be relatively generous in what I accept. If I feel like you're on the right track, then I'm going to be generous as to giving it to you.
All right. So no mulligans, just a.
Yeah, because there's obviously going to be kooky nuance to
A
this.
soft hand. All right.
Cooking nuance. What?
Kooky nuance. I played her in high school.
Got to imagine that one I've had is one of others had, and that is of your teeth breaking or falling out.
Yes.
Teeth falling out is very common. 34.3% of people experience a teeth falling out dream, which is really weird.
Ooh. What does that mean?
Well,
we don't have to.
I don't know.
Is it? And I'm always been curious too. Is it just more of an American dream, or is it universally
It's
held
the
by
American
all?
dream.
No, I mean seriously. I mean we
Living
obsess.
the American dream.
Getting that American
The
dream.
American nightmare. No, we obsess with our teeth as part
do,
of
with our
our
looks.
social standing
Correct,
in
yes.
America. So I mean,
I think it's a couple things. I think it is a social thing where the whiter, brighter, smilier teeth you have means it's supposed to give some cachet to yourself, but also their nerve endings in every one of those damn teeth, they all hurt at some point or another. We all don't want to go to the dentist. We don't want things to be drilled. If we've had a filling fall out, it's a horrible sense. Like, I think teeth are just like a human imperative because our monkey brains know we need to eat, and we need good teeth to eat. So I think that's it.
Yeah,
right.
probably it.
All right. Well, I'm having a nightmare right now. Is it about Scott not shutting up? All right. No. How about the classic falling in my dreams?
Oh,
Yeah, when you fall in your dreams, you fall in real life. 64.7% of people have experienced falling dreams. It is the most common type of nightmare.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
That's the one where I hit my wife by accident. I flung my arm and smacked her. That's for real there. Okay. Maybe this is too general because falling could lead to death, but just death, like dying.
Just plain old death? Sure. 54.9% of people experience a death dream.
Okay.
Right. Well, it might as well flip to the other side of that and dream about the sex. That's all about the life.
Yeah.
Sex nightmares? Surprisingly, yes. People have nightmares about sex, which
I thought you.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I thought you were going to lose right then.
Yeah,
It shows you what you know.
Yeah.
40.3% of people describe having a nightmare about sex.
I mean, I have not to be too indelicate, but I'm sure there's, there are people who've been abused or whatever. They're going to have those kinds of nightmares.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
So I could see that, but I'm trying to think if I've ever had like a nightmare.
I know. Yeah, it's I don't get it.
Yeah.
How could that be a nightmare?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you people don't have enough food for thought.
I guess so. All right, let's go with. I dreamt. I'm only basing this off stuff I've had, so I'll say drowning because one time I dreamt I drowned.
Oh, dadgummit. That's what I was going to say.
Oh, were you?
Drowning. Yep, here we go. 22.1% of people dream of drowning or have nightmares about drowning.
Yeah. Brian probably had a lot after he watched can't think of the Minority Report because all that water.
All that water. What does it mean?
Yeah.
By the way, so they broke a couple of these questions down, and for example, sex. They broke down like, all right, male versus female. Which percentage of respondents had that kind of nightmare? Sex was almost right down the middle. 50.2%
Really?
of women, 49.7% of men. So I would think that's one that I would actually think of if there are abuse situations. Would probably trend higher on the female side.
I would have as well. My assumption, obviously wrong. I don't know where they got their data, but I would have totally thought that because just
like teeth falling out is almost 60% women, 40% men.
Really?
Having
Wow.
nightmares about teeth falling out, for example.
Oh, I'm such a woman, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow.
You're such
I love
a woman.
that Brian's response was, I go,
Yeah.
oh, I'm such
Yeah.
a woman, dude. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
he just
everybody
is.
knows that.
Yeah.
All right, Dunaway.
Whose turn was
did
it?
I just do it? Who did it?
Dunaway's. Let's see. 'cause
I'm
I
gonna
have-
go.
yes.
I'm gonna go with pee. I have nightmares sometimes about not being able to find the toilet or
Oh,
be able to
gotcha.
get to the toilet
Okay.
in time.
Um.
Bodily function.
Yes. Hold on a second. I know that's
Oh.
in here.
Drowning. Natural
By the way,
disaster.
if you're in a dream, don't go to the toilet.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Do not go to the toilet if you're in the dream.
Yes, no, exactly, because when
You
you
know
pee in
what'll
your
happen.
dream, you pee in real life.
Yeah.
On another list, that was like when I was looking the questions up and trying to find a good study, that was one that came up. But on this list,
Interesting.
it's not. Now, I'm trying to see if there's something that is
Similar.
similar.
How many are there?
Like pooping yourself.
20, the first 20. It's not even in the first 20. It's not even the first 30, surprisingly.
no,
Really?
Brian. I think you lost there, buddy.
I think you lost. I hate
Aw,
to say it
man.
because I feel like, yeah, Sorry.
That's one of those things you're watching the Family Feud and everybody goes, "Yeah, good answer."
Yeah.
It is a good answer. and I would have said, sure, that's a very common one, but
Not it.
not it.
All right.
No.
I'm
I
dying to
guess
know the
you
rest,
don't,
but I
you
can't.
don't have a nightmare about peeing or not being able to. Well, no, I mean it's still.
I have only one that I even can think of. I know that there's the rest of this list you're going to read is going to piss me off because I'm just going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't think of that. But the only other one I had was people that feel paralyzed, you can't move.
Yes,
Oh,
being paralyzed
geez.
is a 26%.
And I totally forgot about the naked dream, of course. I didn't think about
Naked
that.
in public is 21%.
Oh, I should have done that one.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Here are all the rest of them. Being chased, 63%. I'm going to go down the
Oh,
list as
that's a
far
good
as
one.
most common to least common.
Okay.
Feeling lost, feeling trapped, being attacked, missing an important event like peeing, waking up late, a very common one. Loved one dying, sustaining an injury, natural disaster, ghosts, aliens, and paranormal entities all in one. 28%
What?
people have those.
Never seen
Significant
those.
other cheating is a 27%. Visit by a deceased friend or family member, talking or feeling unprepared for an exam, or I'm
Wait.
sorry, taking or feeling unprepared.
Can you tell me
for
how
an
many?
exam.
What's the number on the people who visited by a family member?
Deceased family, 27.6%.
Oh wow!
Wow.
All right, that's surprising.
Significant other leaving you, attacking someone else. Those round out the top 20. The rest of the list is kind of fun. Seeing unknown dead people, malformation on your body, killing someone, losing a personal effect, bugs crawling on you, fire or your house burning down, car trouble, inability to find your car.
Car trouble. Car trouble.
Oh, no! How do I put this in my
What kind of
car?
shitty nightmare is car trouble?
Technology malfunction,
Okay.
which is 7.3%, which I wanted to bring up because the technology malfunction. Do you want to guess the percentage of men versus women who have the
Oh my god.
technology malfunction nightmare?
Yeah, I would actually.
It's
Let me
gotta
guess
be
though
high.
first. See, this is going to say more about me than it does about the thing, but I'm going to say more
Yeah.
women have that thing happen.
I would have thought so too.
No, I think men.
2/3 of men have the technology
There's a
malfunction.
there's a
versus
big
the-
pressure on men to
Yeah.
the expectation is
I have
he
man.
knows how to do it. He
I
knows
have-
how to set the
I
thing.
have a weird
Oh,
bias about those sorts of things. I think my mom just is. My mom is so ever present in my life as the person who freaks out about everything tech that she kind of just shaped that. She shaped that thought in my head and it never went away.
Yeah.
So that's super interesting.
Well, she ain't worried about it. All she's just, she has the problem, but you're gonna fix it.
Yeah,
Pressure's on
Right.
you.
yeah,
Right.
that's true.
And finally, going bald. 4.7% of people
Oh,
have nightmares about going bald. I'm not one of them.
That's right.
Wow. No, you should have a nightmare about being cousin it by morning or something like that.
Right, exactly.
said-
Being overly hairy, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Dunaway?
Can't believe I said P now. That seems so stupid now. And there's so many of these great ones like naked, of course, naked.
Yeah. Can't believe I
Damn,
said
the
P.
waking up late for an event,
Yeah.
missing a test. I mean,
Well, I
that's
feel
all
like
that-
a lot of a lot of the ones you read are in the thing I had last night. And I
That's
wouldn't
right.
call-
Yeah, being late for
Yeah.
something.
Being late, losing your keys.
Being trapped, feeling trapped because you felt like you were trapped at this party a little bit.
Right. Getting lost, running out of gas.
Yeah, yeah.
Just all of that. I mean, I guess maybe last night may have been more of a nightmare than I'm giving it credit for. I just didn't wake up scared. I just wake up annoyed. It was just like,
Right.
this is stupid. Plus, I have to pee really bad.
If one of you would have said
Yeah.
having a nightmare about your significant other cheating on you with a dead bald guy, then you would have locked down 4 or 5 of these all at
Whoa.
once.
Covered it.
Wow. That is a dream I hope
Guy.
no one has. All right. Well, the good news is.
Oh my
Winner,
God!
winner.
Telly Savalas is in my bed.
Yeah, or Brian Ibbett.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Except you're not dead. Hey, well done there, Guac Mac. Wait, what is this? Sorry, Guacmar. Sorry, you're making me hungry for something called
Guacmar,
Guac
Guacmar, not Guar.
Guacmar. How do you feel about your choices today? It seems like you made good ones. Hello.
Hello.
Do we lose him? He's still
asleep.
there.
He's dreaming of.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
There we
On mute.
Yeah, you're totally fine.
As a,
Good plan.
Yeah,
He's
a
dreaming of
lucid
Batman
dreamer-
pooping snakes.
yeah. Batman pooping snakes. Well done, dude.
As a lucid, as a
go ahead.
lucid dreamer, I have 80% of those nightmares on a daily basis.
Oh, geez.
So-
You don't want-
geez,
80 is a lot. You don't want that. Well, I hope this coffee doesn't make it worse, or that the scariness of overload doesn't also make it worse. But either way, these are all going to be yours, and all you have to do is send an email to Brian, coverville@gmail.com, and he will hook you up. Congratulations and well done. All right.
Cool.
Brian,
Do
Dunaway?
exactly that.
Yeah, do
Mail that to East Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Bet it makes it there.
East-West Virginia, on the northern point of the South Point of East-West Virginia.
That's right. Exactly.
Brian, you got anything you want to mention? We're doing Gremlins 2 this weekend for Film Sack. That'll be good.
That's going to be so much fun. If you didn't watch the Boop Show on Monday, you better go back and watch it. It was an excellent episode. We did a couple of things that we've kind of nailed down on the show that we haven't done in the past. So
Yeah.
I've enjoyed
Huh?
it.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just say there's a little something new there.
There's a little something there. There's some difference. We made a few little changes, nothing
Yeah.
big, some little tweaks here and there.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to it, Ibbot.
Okay, I will. I promise I will.
Yeah. Yeah, get in there, get on it, and enjoy it. Brian Dunaway, go suck an egg. We'll see you later. Bye.
Wow.
All right. Well, we did that, and we have a little time for this.
Good morning, everybody. In the news this morning, good morning.
It's time for the news, brought to you by.
Oh, it's like a warm, soft couch. This segment is brought to you by the YouTube channel Movies with Jenna. I've always loved watching movies, going to the theater and watching them at home with friends, and I get extremely into what I'm watching. So my friend suggested a YouTube channel because, well, I just can't help myself but to react. So be prepared, because I love to talk, yell, get scared, throw blows very furiously at the air, laugh, and sometimes even cry. Join me all month long in October as we celebrate Halloween with spooky movies, and we begin the start of our 4th season. Visit Movies with Jenna on YouTube to subscribe. Any other notes to the hosts? I don't need to read that part. Here's the link to our channel, that is Movies with Jenna.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, before I
Sometimes I don't look ahead.
tinyurl.com/movies with Jenna. Go check it out. What was I going to say about, movie? Speaking of movies,
Yeah.
the Furiosa movie announced more casting
just
news.
officially, yeah.
Yeah, so it was, we'd heard the girl, what's her name?
Anna Taylor-Joy.
That's it.
Played
we knew
Emma and Magic in the New Mutants movie.
She was on the Vivitch.
The Vivitch.
Yeah, that was a great.
Good Halloween scary movie.
You guys should watch the Vivitch. It's really the witch, but it's with
It's
V's.
spelled Vivitch.
I got 99 problems in the
Does not
Vivitches
star Andrew Blagoy Vivitch.
No, it does not. But I can say it's worth seeing if you want something scary. But anyway, so we knew about that, but this is confirmation. What we didn't know is Chris Hemsworth is involved. I don't know what's going on with him. And if there is a Max in our story, obviously not, because this is a prequel. So it's the origin story of Furiosa. I don't know what's going on, and I couldn't be more excited. I'm freaking jazzed out of my brain about this.
It's a bummer that it wouldn't work to have Charlize Theron in it, but it does make sense being that it's an origin story. But she's so great having her in that. But George Miller's involved, and
oh yeah, you can't do this without George Miller.
Can't do this without him. He's co-writing it with a couple other people that he mentioned that I didn't know names I recognize, but still, it'll be good. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, he's a international genius, and we should all be waiting on hands and knees for this next iteration of his world.
For sure.
All right, let's get to this story about what's going on with all the cow hugging. Have you heard about the cow hugging?
Oh, what's the deal with all the cow hugging?
Yeah, there's always something weird going on in this country, in this world, really. It's not just us, but there was a thing there for a while called goat yoga, which I guess is still a thing.
Still going on. There's a great place over by us that their goats are always outside and they're always crawling all over everything. Goats like to be on top of everything.
Are they going?
And that's what they do in goat yogas.
Are they going?
Yeah.
They're always yelling at people, those bastards. Also, sound baths. You heard of these?
Haven't heard of sound baths.
I haven't either, but it sounds like something I'd actually like. Just sitting in a room with like crazy music or sound going on.
Is that what the deal is? It's just.
I assume so. I actually don't know. I just assume you gotta surround yourself with sound. That sounds like fun. Anyway, the world is full of wellness trends designed to soothe and calm both body and mind and spirit. Now, a self-care practice hailing from the Netherlands is promising practitioners serenity and perhaps a smile or two. Dubbed Ko Nufkelen, in Dutch literally meaning cow hugging. Mm-hmm. Practice is centered on the inherent healing properties of good human-to-animal snuggles. Cow cuddlers typically start by taking a tour of the farm before resting against one of the cows for 2 to 3 hours. So imagine the cow just sitting there, and you're just like, up next to the cow. This actually sounds all right, to be honest.
It sounds all right. However, is anyone... Do we have consent from the cow? That's an awful long time to be hugging a cow.
Yeah, what's the cow think? I wonder.
And by the way, sound bath does not involve any water at all. It's just basically you're lying on a yoga mat with gongs, tuning forks, Shruti box. I love a good Shruti box.
Oh yeah. The Shruti box, they've been really consistent with the stuff they send you every month. It's a good subscription.
It's really good. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Like all the different stuff you get in your monthly Shruti box, as well as Himalayan and crystal singing bowls, chimes, and voices. So
sounds like what I want. Sounds great. Yeah. I would do that. I would do a sound bath.
None of which mentions a 3-hour YouTube video of an arcade just playing, but that might be good as well.
That would work as well. I play that all the time. I love that.
Yeah.
I play the 89 or no, I have these 3 different ones, and they contain different arcade eras. So I listen to the 84 to 89 one the most. Sometimes I'll put on the 92 to 98 or whatever it is. You can hear like Mortal Kombat in the background and some Street Fighter and all that.
Cool. Yeah.
But there's a newer one than that I don't like because it just sounds like, I don't know. It sounds like why I don't like to go to arcades. Well, I do actually miss going to arcades, but back when
is it more like the
it's like ticket machines and
yes, right. Oh yeah,
not a true arcade, just BS arcade.
It's a blasphemy.
It is a blasphemy. I agree.
Those are not arcades, my friend. Not arcades.
Sacrilege.
Your arcades are without honor.
That's right. It says here the cow's warmer body temperature, slower heartbeat, and mammoth size can make hugging them incredibly soothing as an experience, and giving the animal a back rub, reclining against them, or even getting licked is all part of the therapeutic encounter. You get a cow lick.
It messes your hair up forever.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Cow cuddling is believed to promote positivity, and any claim that says it promotes something, I freaking hate that. I hate that term. I know they have to say it. Well, yeah, because think about it. You can't say, if your thing doesn't cure cancer, you can't say our thing cures cancer. You have to say our thing promotes anti-cancer properties. You know what I'm saying? Like
sure,
promote.
I'd take more offense with just the word wellness in this thing.
Well, I don't like that either. But what I mean is, I just think it's a term.
It's a cop out. It's like It's the snake oil.
Yes. Yes. It's the sign. I'm saying that's the sign.
Promotes. What about if it promotes wellness? Then we're both pissed off.
Yeah, then we're both mad. Oh, promotes, and they say it all the time.
Wellness.
This promotes wellness.
Yes. Oh, this promotes wellness.
Yeah, f that.
Really? So it makes you like something?
I mean, because I hate it. It just annoys me. So I'm going to move on to this story.
All right.
I wouldn't mind hugging a cow though.
No,
I'd do it.
No.
I'd do it.
I might be more inclined to do the goat yoga.
Really. Yeah. Unless you get one that's just like a weird one that's just whatever. That's not relaxing.
Pooped on is your problem. You're like the greatest fear.
It's like somebody.
You think that cow's not going to poop during the 2 hours you're hugging it?
It's like somebody dumping Cocoa Puffs on your back because it's just a bunch of little nibbles.
That's right. Just little pellets.
Yeah, I don't want that. But a cow, if it's just laying there.
Exactly what Soko Fab Lab says. The goats poo on you. Yeah.
But the cows, even if the cows poo, it's like all grass. It's not real poo. It's different poo.
Well, that's what the goats poo. It is like Cocoa Puffs. It's not like wet ramen or something that's plopping on your back while they're doing it. Hopefully
they'll pee on you too, though. I think.
I don't know. Just wear something you can wash. Just do your downward facing dog and get over it.
Yeah, get over all that poo and pee that's on you. All right, here's a fun one. A new factory in France will mass produce bugs as food. Bugs
as food.
It's fun to say that.
Yes, it is.
Though the world population no longer predicted to grow as much as we thought by the end of the century. I guess is that good? I don't know what that is. Maybe it's good.
Yeah.
There's still going to be a lot of people on Earth, 30, 50, and 80 years from now than there are now. Oh, wait a minute. What?
There'll be more people on Earth in 30, 50, and 80 years from now.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Than there are now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But not as much as we originally expected. But boy, I've been hearing about a lot of COVID pregnancies.
Oh, people we may have a real boom there. Not may have, will be.
We will, yeah.
Veronica Belmont is having a COVID baby.
Oh, I haven't heard that. That's awesome. Did you put that on Twitter? Because I don't want to look at Twitter.
A while ago.
I'm looking at Twitter now, but I'm not. I mean, not now, but I'm looking at Twitter after my fast, but not as much as I used to.
Well, it was well before that. I think it's been a couple of months or something like that.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I think she's pretty far along.
Apparently, I haven't been keeping track. Well, good for her.
I checked with her not long ago. She was in St. George, of all places. I guess Brian has family there, but also they like to just kind of get away there. And it was when the smoke was really bad, or the fires were really bad in the Bay Area when they're having like the red sky stuff. Yeah. And she said she was doing great. Everything's going as planned, and baby's healthy.
Is she having any weird food cravings?
I don't know. We should ask because sausage is probably on the menu.
You saw where I was going with that.
Let's see if I can find that actually.
Do dogs?
No, that's not it.
Sausage.
That's the one.
It's the weirdest thing. Yeah.
Did it feel longer then? To you?
Yes. Every single time.
All right. Veronica sausage.
Every single time I think it's gonna end sooner than it does, and it's like, no, there's still some more going.
Her sausage never stops growing, is what I like to say.
Never stops.
Anyway, this place in France is going to do this thing because people got to eat. We need more sustainable sources. So, cultured meat and fish and vertical farming and genetic engineering and crops and all that stuff. That's going to help. But a new facility in France is going to solve the future problem in a new and unexpected way and kind of cringy way by manufacturing huge volumes of bugs for eating. Before you gag and close the page. Gag and close the
Please
page. Sounds like a song to me.
It is. It's Bob Seger.
Oh, I'm thinking of Turn the
Here
Page.
I go, eating bugs again. There I go, munching on an ant. Here I am, reading about manufactured bugs. There I go, close the page.
Close the page. There you go.
Didn't pick a rhyme.
It's all good. All right. It's all right. You don't have to every time with Bob Seger. The food system and consumption patterns are problematic, not just because of the food we eat, but anyway, this thing is all about protein and mass amounts. And you know what? I have zero problem with it.
So you said these aren't for human consumption, so it's for animals, like for farms?
No, it will be. It will be for us. It's totally going to be for human consumption. So if you're going to... so here's what you're going to do. Well, they say, okay.
But this line says these particular bugs aren't intended for human consumption, Scott.
At least not
so
directly,
which is
you're right. So they're going to feed this to other sustainable stuff. But here's the truth. You can take bugs, grubs, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Get it into burger form. I'm fine with it. I really am. Like, I don't want to eat the...
You're fine with it, but are you going to eat one is the question.
I would eat one, yeah. I would totally eat one. Here's the thing. If it's in the shape of a bug, no thanks. If it's a bug that's alive, no thank you. If it's a corpse of a fried bug, don't want it. But if it's in a mashed up,
So let's say it's a hamburger that like a Beyond Meat burger that looks like a burger, but in your head...
Yeah.
Like Joe Pantoliano all of a sudden. I know in my head that this is going to be the most delicious steak ever, but it's really made out of a bunch of cockroaches.
I would say, yeah, I'll eat it. I would totally eat that. Not a problem.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, the first bite would be, it's like the first time you used a bidet. Bite, yeah. It's like the first bidet sit. It's like, I don't know what it's going to be like. And then now you're used to it, So I think that's how I'd be. I'd be okay with it. All right, that's going to do it for today's news. We are going to take a break. When we come back, Tom Merritt will be here. After that, Nicole Spag with Recommendals. And we're going to take a break before we get there with a musical selection from the vast library of Brian Ibbett.
Yes. Oh, this is cool because not only is this a really good song, totally digging this tune, but it's also coinciding with an online chat.
What are you doing, Dad?
I am trying to identify the best logs to produce a top-notch fire in the drawing room.
What do you gotta do to get a finger around here?
Burn in hell, you little green bastard. This is the morning stream.
And we're back, everybody. A lot of Kings of Leon people in the chat. A lot of
Kings of Leon. Definitely, I can hear definitely the comparison. There's a tonation in his voice that's very Kings of Leon-ish.
Yeah, I don't get the some are saying Coldplay. I don't hear it.
I was even one saying Coldplay because I think the vocalist sounds a little bit like Chris Martin.
No, I don't know why I can't hear it. I even like Coldplay and I can't hear it.
That's all right.
Well,
people can hear different things. That is the nature of us.
That is the nature of us. Oh, that's a great name for our movie. Then they make it about us. The Nature of Us.
The Nature of Us.
Mm-hmm. Yes. In theaters this fall. The feel-good hit of the summer. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We're going to do the following things. We're going to get Tom in here. We're going to talk about technology. It was a big day yesterday for Apple stuff. Today's a whole new day. Who knows what it'll bring? So let's find out when we play this.
With the computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
That man, as always, is Tom Barrett. He comes on Wednesdays. He talks about the leading tech stories of the day. And today, gosh dang it, is just no damn different. Tom, welcome to the show. How are you?
That's right. As far as you know, I'm always Tom Barrett.
Yeah.
Right. We feel like you never leave that spot. Like you are always standing in that one location.
I certainly don't leave this room and become something unhuman.
No.
No matter what you may have heard.
No. Or seen. No matter what we may have seen from you personally.
Do not believe your eyes.
Yeah.
That's
Tom,
right. Scott's had me in his house. I know.
I know.
He may have seen too much.
I've seen let's call it the transformation, and that's all I'm going to say. Right. Tom Barrett is here, and it's so good to have you here. What's brewing on the horizon of tech today?
Well, did you all hear about this company in California that announced new phones?
Yeah, a little startup in Cupertino.
Like a fruit name. Rutabaga? No, that's some vegetable.
Banana, blueberry.
Pear. It's more of a pear, I think.
No, it is Apple iPhone Day yesterday. Brand new iPhones and a new HomePod Mini. Were you excited?
Okay,
I was kind of excited about the iPod Mini, the HomePod Mini, because the old HomePod was just too damn expensive. It priced itself way out of my even consideration.
Same.
And now with this price, I'm actually considering getting two. $99 and considering getting two and putting them on either side of my desk.
I think.
Terrence Gaines from Snob Westcast on DTNS yesterday was saying the same thing. He's like, it's just the right price to make you like, oh, maybe I'll pick up a couple more of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which they actually pushed in their little presentation with that little tiny guy in his little diorama house. I love that.
Oh yeah. No, Terrence was basically like, yeah, that's me trying to get my daughters to do stuff. So
right.
So
how come we didn't see Drake dancing in one of those rooms in that?
Good point.
What's going on? A little falling out with Apple, maybe? I don't know what's going on with Drake. Someone should check. He's in Canada. We have ways to contact him. So here's my question, or here's my thought. I watched part of this, and the part I saw was the HomePod, right? And the price is right, and it sounds like it's going to sound good, which is really what I want out of that thing. And I'm in the market to swap out possibly an Echo that's just old, and so maybe this is the direction I go. So all of that's good and everything, but what's weird about that presentation, when I came back and watched the archive, because I had to go do an interview, not too deep into it. When I came back and watched the whole thing, I forgot all about the HomePod until the very end.
Yeah.
Yesterday's presentation had a way of burying the lead. Burying the lead in a way that I haven't seen in a while from Apple. So
and it's funny because that was the lead, right? Or it was the first. It wasn't really the lead.
Yeah, burying the lead is when you make the most important thing too far down in a story.
Right.
Right.
You're using burying the lead here to mean like they led with the HomePod and then it got buried under an avalanche of iPhone news.
Exactly. Yes.
It really did, because I really honestly had kind of forgotten, even though it interested me. But the phones look good. Looks like a good year for lots of changes, mostly on the front of like what's in them, how fast they'll be. Anything jump out at you, Tom? You're like, oh yeah, this is next gen, or this is whatever.
It's the usual iPhone announcement, which is if you have the last iPhone, you probably don't need this one. There's nothing. We're long gone are the days when each iPhone would come out with something revolutionary and you just had to have it.
Yeah.
If that was even ever really a thing, but they made you think that, and I don't think they're even making you think that anymore. Right. If you're like me and you're on a 3-year-old iPhone, you're going to get a nice upgrade. You're going to get a much faster processor. The A14 Bionic is one of the 3 things that I think is important here. The other is 5G. which again, not going to make a big difference in your life overnight, but it future proofs you a little bit. So that's kind of cool to just have it in there. And then the cameras. The cameras get better every time. And if you're into photography on your phone, these are some of the best cameras we've seen. I'm not saying they are the best mobile cameras we've seen, but they're certainly great advancements. And if you get that iPhone Pro Max, you're getting the top-notch camera that Apple can make.
Yeah, that looked really impressive. The stuff they showed with that did. I was down on the Pro models for the last couple of years of the Max models, just because I don't know. I just felt like they were too expensive. They were just pushing too hard to whatever. And I don't know. This might be the one where I go that big. Also, the Max is freaking huge. Like,
you have to really wait till November to get the Max and the Mini, whereas you can get the other regular-sized iPhone 12 and iPhone Pro now.
Were you kind of hoping that Mini was just going to get smaller, like they were going to keep going further down the little briefcases?
Well, I like how they find the biggest guy they can possibly find to hold the Mini, and it looks like he's holding a matchbook in his hand.
Yeah. Because when the Apple lady held it, I went, "Oh, that looks like an average phone." It's like she looks like my sister, almost exactly like my sister. And when my sister holds
Cayenne,
when my sister holds like a normal sized phone, she looks like she's holding a TV. Like, it's so big. So when I saw that, I'm like, I can't really tell what the Mini is until I saw that dude in the commercial holding it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that thing is.
Yeah.
We say tiny, but it's like old phones, basically.
Right.
And it's so funny. Yeah, go ahead.
How are they hiring a guy named Kaziak and calling him Kaz? It feels like this guy walks in with his resume and it's like, oh yeah, call me Kaziak. Like, wow, okay, you're hired because you sound like Wozniak. You're done.
Well, they already did that with Joswiak, so there's precedent.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, Jaws, that's who it is. That's what I was thinking of, Joswiak.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't see Koswiak. I just
sorry, Joswiak was who I was
thinking. Yeah, he's been there for years.
Yeah, he's old.
Oh, that's the first I'd seen him. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've had him in camera as much as this.
Yeah, they have. He's been in announcements before.
Has he been in some of these? Okay.
Yeah. Not very often.
I'm too focused on.
Tim Cook saying
you could have missed him. That's certainly possible.
I think they look good, and if you're not an Apple fan, then none of this will be good. But I will say this.
Yeah.
I'm glad they dropped, just from a presentation standpoint, I'm glad they got rid of that weird random jazz fly across the campus music. I hated that in the last couple of presentations.
The sax? You didn't like the saxophone?
No.
Come on.
It's like, oh my gosh, slow down. Just calm down. This was way more like, it was cool, and I don't know. They had that, what's her name? The environmental head of whatever.
The person who was talking about environmental stuff, sure.
Yeah, the one that was up on the roof. I'm like, how'd you get up there? I want to know more about that roof. Tell me more.
Yeah, that doesn't seem safe because there's no fence around this. There's no barrier.
Right.
If it's anything like the CNET building, there were stairs, and you just walk up there. And then facilities says, don't do that because you could fall off the roof. And so when we had to shoot up there, which we did occasionally, we'd have to get facilities to be there and ensure the safety and all that. I'm sure that's what they did too.
Yeah, it was no big deal, but I just remember thinking, man, that's cool to be up on that ring. What a
cool thing it was a cool shot. It really was.
She had the best view of everything, but anyway, overall, I thought it was. I mean, Tom, this is a slightly different subject, but I kind of hope. I know they're gonna, when they can, go back to stagey stuff. I know that because everybody wants that, but I like this format.
Yeah, I prefer this.
And
does everybody want that? I prefer this. Everybody I've talked to prefers this, and it's not a random sample, sure, but. I think the press wants to be able to be there, not because they necessarily care about being in the room. They just want to go be able to put their hands on the stuff. That's the big thing for the press when they go to these announcements is as soon as the announcement is over, they get to go into the room where the demos are and try it out and write up. And these days they're just like us. They're watching it and writing up their impressions as they go.
And even if it's not, we're talking about an Apple conference here, but because everyone's had to do it this year this way, Microsoft, Sony, Samsung, everybody's got to do these things. It seems to me like you could combine. We get to a place where everybody's kind of gathered together. Again, you can still have your conferences, but maybe your big presentation moments can be this, even for people there in a theater, for us at home, and then you're reaching more people, you control it more, so you're not having errors and problems and blue screens or whatever on your
And it's not too far from what they did in the presentation days where they had, Tim, all right, well, we've got a really good ad to show you for products. Right. And then he says, and lights dim, and then they show a video talking about the new things. They could do that with this and have a kind of a hybrid model, and then everybody in the room gets to.
I think for the press events, no one would mind that. The folks in the room don't really care about what happens on the stage.
Or prepared,
as long as they get to go try out the demo after. I think if you do a developers conference, though, people would kind of grumble about having a lot of pre-produced stuff because they like to see their heroes, for lack of a better word. You know, they like to see their folks walk out on stage and talk to them directly. So I would imagine that's something they might do for these press events, but not so much for the WWDC.
Yeah, there's also a reason why at these events, no matter who's doing them, they have plants there. They put people who work for them in and around those audiences so they can have at least a very exuberant.
You call them plants.
Well, you know what I mean. Like,
if you worked at Apple, wouldn't you be clamoring like, "Can I be there? I want to go there."
Oh yeah. I don't mean to make it.
But Apple's like, "All right, a limited number of you can actually be in the room, but that's it." And of course, they all clap. Everybody knows.
Yeah,
it,
I don't want to.
I don't think they go hire like people off the street and instruct them.
No. I don't want to call them. I don't want to make it a pejorative because I don't mean it that way. But especially at E3, E3's famous for this. The people that Microsoft has there are just out of control excited. So many people out of control. There is something to that of, you know, when you do your one more thing moment, having a crowd go bleh is part of the value of having a live audience.
That's true.
And so that's
it
harder
does
to
add
reproduce.
something. It's why they're piping in crowd noise in sports, right? You know, there's something to that.
Yeah, actually, I should have used that as an example because that's exactly why they're doing that. So anyway,
what you're saying is they should pipe in crowd noise at the Apple event.
Yeah, or like we're saying, they get to a point where you do have a live press there, and they're all watching on a giant screen, and you're watching it at home, but you're hearing part of the piped in crowd noise. And so
because
it's
they'd have
real.
their employees in the audience like they normally would, and they'd all clap and sure.
So yeah, I'm all for that future. I just don't know if they're gonna because they're all acting like one day when we're all back together. I'm like, yeah, we'll all be back together.
Well, they're saying that because everybody wants to be back together. Everybody hates that, you know, they're pointing out that like, oh, we have to do it this way. Doesn't mean that they won't use what they've learned from this in the future.
Yeah. So we'll see. That and of course other topics will be on display today. I know you guys did a lot of coverage of Apple yesterday, so probably today will be a little less of that.
Yeah, we got a few follow-ups. Peter Wells is going to join us from Sydney, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And there's a few more details came out on the Apple stuff that'll be on there. We're also going to be talking about something that might interest you, Brian Ibbett.
Oh yeah.
Spotify is testing a podcast format. And some people aren't calling it a podcast format because it's only on Spotify, where you can play full music tracks without having to license them.
Whoa.
Yeah, I saw that, and it even looks at your chapter breakdowns or your cuts and separates out your show into individual listenable segments.
Yeah, it makes essentially a playlist out of it, right? Yeah.
Now look exactly, but it looks like it's only Anchor right now.
You can only make it in Anchor, and you can only put it on Spotify.
Right.
It's because
really? So
it's
you can't
only
deliver it anywhere else. Well, I guess
also only Spotify Premium users will hear the full songs. If you're a Spotify free user, you hear the 30-second preview because that's all you're allowed to hear.
Gotcha.
Well, I like that more
there's
when
a place
it's.
For that.
I like that more when it's everywhere.
It actually made me, because I've been like, I would love to do a music podcast, but I don't want to have to go through all the hoops and stuff that Brian has to go through, to do that. And this is like, well, I guess I could do one easy. Only Spotify people could hear it, but yeah.
Yeah. When that's more widely available to other things, like
it won't be.
I mean, it won't be. You're right, but that's my whole point.
I mean,
that's
I guess Apple Music could do it.
They could do it, but then they're just creating another little separate space where that's the only place you get it.
I don't like the fact that you have to be a Spotify Premium member to hear the whole show, but
but
I get it. I understand that.
That's why people are hesitating to call it a podcast. They're like, well, but it's only Spotify Premium users.
You're basically listening to my playlist, and you hear me talk between them.
Yeah.
Right, which is cool. It's a cool thing.
It's just a weird irony that, you know, one of the things I hear from Spotify fans is like, well, I don't get Apple Music because I like Spotify's got a more open attitude about things or whatever. But they're literally doing the opposite now with like doing stuff you can only do on Spotify. You can only get on Spotify in the podcast space. Not talking about music for now, but making podcasts, trying to kind of cultivate a walled off space where they want people to go, their own Stitcher, if you will. Sorry to bring up the Stitcher word, but anyway, they're trying to kind of do that. And that's totally counter to the idea of open and, hey, everybody can get it. Like podcasting, this is the age-old argument. We've been doing it for 10 years, but I'm telling you, it just needs to be everywhere in all places. And actually, a little bit of props to Apple. They didn't ever try to control it. The only thing they really did was say, well, your RSS feeds are better formatted and your art should be this size and stuff if you want it to look good on our
and
service.
It requires these things in our in
sure,
the
but they never made it so you couldn't play your stuff everywhere. Like, so I want more. I just want companies to knock that off. Cut that out. All right. Well, enough of that. More good stuff later today, of course. And a reminder that last night a new episode of Current Geek went up, episode 8 of this season, where we talk about mocap and CGI and whether or not CGI will ever get to the place where it truly takes over. Like, it becomes the standard by which you make anything in a film, including real people. Or maybe not.
Are Lupita Nyong'o threatened to be thrown out of work? Are, like I said it like she's multiple people. Are people like her threatened to be thrown out of work? Will mocap actors be on the streets with their ping pong ball suits on, asking for handouts?
Right.
Find out in the latest episode of Current Geek Chronicle.
It's funny that you say that about Lupita. How you say her last name?
Nyong'o? I'm sure that's wrong, but
that's probably is. But
Lupita
in that
Nyong'o's right.
In that Jordan Peele movie, she plays 2 versions of herself. So you kind of hit on something there.
Spoiler.
Oh yeah,
Jeez.
sorry. Oops. Hey, anyway.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a movie.
I
guess that's not really a spoiler.
I didn't see the photo of the poster where there's her face on top of her face. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is up and now available at Current Geek or wherever you get your podcasts, including Spotify, I guess, if you want to get it there. Tom, anything else you want to mention before we go today?
Yeah, just go check it out, currentgeek.com. This is the season finale of the first season of Current Geek Chronicle. So if you haven't listened to it yet, go complete the whole set. You can binge listen to it.
Yeah, and don't be nervous that you're not going to hear anything else because we actually got some cool bonus content coming up soon.
Yeah, there's plans.
Yeah, we're excited. So go check it out. Tom Merridace to Tech on Twitter, Daily Tech News Show, today at 2:30 Mountain Time. I'll be there, along with a guest from Australia. So, Tom, bring a knife. So when he brings a knife, he can tell you yours is not a knife, his is a knife.
He loves that.
Oh, I killed him. I didn't mean to kill him.
Oh,
that was an accident. That was a clicky finger. I got caffeine in me. I take full credit and blame.
God, clicky finger.
Old clicky finger Johnson at it again. All right. Sorry, Tom. I didn't mean to do that. All right, we're gonna get Nicole in. We're gonna get it going here. We're gonna make it happen, and we do it by this. Joining us now on the line, Nicole Spagnolo from Colorado, her own self. Nicole, welcome to the show.
self.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Your own self.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Not far
Good
from
quick
Brian.
reboot. Well done.
30 minutes from Brian or so, right? 30 minutes?
Yeah, maybe 20 30 minutes. Yeah.
Something like that.
You'd never know. In the age of COVID, we never get out and see each other. But
I know, right?
Yeah, but if you really got into a pinch and you're like, man, I just don't have any brown sugar, I'm going to go get it from Nicole. You could do it.
I have plenty of brown sugar. I have sugar, flour.
yeah.
If
You've
need
been
something,
a baking machine. You've been making those milk icing cinnamon rolls, haven't you?
I have been.
Dude. We got the recipe and we haven't made them yet, but we're gonna. And
yummy.
I'm supposed to veer away from the shug, but I'm gonna eat one. That's just how it's gonna be. So looking forward to that.
You're not supposed to have sugar?
No, I'm not. Technically not. My last blood tests were fine. Before that, they were looking real scary. So I'm okay, but I'm trying to keep it okay. So
Mark is pre-diabetic.
yeah, he's like me then. But he's in so much better shape than me right now. When
It's
I look
genetic
at
for him.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
For me, it is
totally
too. It
different.
turns out.
really?
I didn't know this, but it is for me as well. Nobody told me that my dad was pre-diabetic, that my grandpa was. They were all, skinny, tall dorks like me. Doesn't make any freaking sense. But now I find out, and I'm fine. It's just I'm tempted occasionally. All right, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's okay. I feel bad tempting you.
Yeah. Well, listen, you should never feel bad. Just tempt Mark and then feel bad. It's fine.
I feel bad
Mark
too.
feel bad.
We're gonna do recommendals. We talk about streaming stuff we've seen on streaming services, and what I did is gonna maybe crack you up today. I don't know if it will or not, but we'll get to that in a minute because we always start with Brian as tradition dictates. And Brian, would you like to set up this clip at all before we play it?
There's a lot going on in this clip. You might get it by recognizing a voice, but that's about it. This is a movie currently streaming, but was straight to streaming as opposed to theater streaming.
Okay.
So very recent.
All right, here we go. Hit and
That's
play.
it.
It's crazy that we can distinguish those.
The last 2 checks don't have a name or anything, just the dollar amount.
Ignore it.
Okay, and will he know what it's for?
Yep, he'll know.
I wouldn't sit there. Never sit on the couch.
Here and here, initial here, sign there.
Do I need a lawyer or something?
Do you have a lawyer?
What's happening? What you got?
I was worried for this girl. I mean, they were just like laughing about it.
Can you deal with this?
Hi, why me? Who was that?
That? Wasting my time.
Your mom and I, we're excited for you. It's a great opportunity.
What the hell?
No idea. No idea.
It sounded like Reese Witherspoon in there at the beginning.
The voice you're hearing is actually Julia Garner, who, if you watch Ozark, she plays Ruth, but she plays it with a really strong accent. This is her without her accent.
Ruth. Oh,
trying to think what
Ruth,
else
the
she's
blonde
been in.
girl, Ruth. Okay.
The blonde girl, yeah. She's awesome in Ozark, and she's gotten Emmy Awards for being so good in Ozark. This is a show or a movie called The Assistant, and that preview, I picked it instead of playing a clip from the actual movie because watching that preview might make you think that this movie is something different than it is, and a lot of people may have seen the preview and may be thinking, I don't think that's for me. Because it sounds like there's murder and betrayal and horror and scary stuff.
Sounds like there's scandal and
there's
money laundering going on.
There certainly is a little bit of that. It is more of like I watched an interview with the director and with Julia Garner, and they said, well, it's not based on Weinstein, but he probably was an influence on what was going. So she basically, Julia Garner's character is a woman named Jane. She works in this production office for a film company, and she kind of she's the assistant to the head of production. And boy, I'm gonna say you never actually even see who she's an assistant to. You hear him on the phone and stuff, but I don't think that's really a spoiler. It doesn't really give anything away to say that.
Yeah.
But this person is obviously kind of a sleazeball. Them joking about, don't ever sit on the couch, is kind of alludes to what might happen in his office on that couch, things like that. It is.
Where's it streaming?
It's streaming on Hulu. Hulu. It is amazingly well acted and amazingly sparse in its production. In its there's not a lot of score behind it. There's not a lot of fancy. There doesn't need to be any special effects, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's a very straightforward delivery, and Julia Garner is the gem of this thing.
She's great.
Just amazing, and you see everything on her face and her delivery and her reactions. This feels like it's going to be a breakout role.
Is it as kind of a thriller? Did you say it's a thriller?
I wouldn't say that. It's almost like a slice of life, day in the life kind of thing. But there are some tense moments, but I certainly wouldn't call it a thriller.
Somebody, Essential Tremor said, muting for possible spoilers. I can tell you're being very delicate.
I'm being very delicate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The trailer made it sound like a thriller, so I get why
it totally did.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's again why I picked that one, is because I didn't want people to think it was a thriller, so I wanted to play the trailer and then say it's not exactly that, in case people see the trailer and think, oh, it's that thing, and I'm not gonna see it.
There's sometimes good to be misdirected in.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's
yes,
bad, but sometimes it's good.
But it also might make people avoid something that I think is better than the trailer makes it sound.
Sure.
By the way, she was in that Waco 2018 Waco miniseries about the Waco massacre stuff. Fantastic in that as well. She's amazing. She's very, very good.
She's really, really good. Yeah.
She's in something new called Inventing Anna, which is in production, some series. Don't know what that is. But it's something to keep your eye out for.
There you
nice.
go.
Good
So anyway,
call.
it's called The Assistant. It's on Hulu, and it's highly recommended.
Well, I'm going to make recommendations today that are a little bit weird because
Okay.
neither of them are going to
So
play.
I didn't
clip.
actually watch this.
I watched both things, but I'm not going to do clips for either one of them because you all know what it is, and there's no reason to even do it.
I don't know what it is.
Well, I'll tell you. Me and Kim sat down with Carter. She'd never seen Best in Show, and she's seen a bunch of other stuff, including she's a giant Schitt's Creek fan, and so she was like, I'm like, you really need to see this where you can kind of look back a chunk of years and see these people who then and watch these two actors, these two comedians who've been lifelong partners and all this. 2 Left Feet, all that.
Pistachio nut.
And
Pistachio nut.
And
Walnut.
that scene had her rolling, by the way. She was laughing her head off. So we watched Best in Show, and it holds up, and it's great, and everybody should watch Best in Show. It's amazing.
Is it streaming somewhere, or did you buy it?
It's streaming. It's on HBO Max, I think.
Okay.
Cool.
Double check. Might be Netflix, but I think HBO Max.
I would say that is the best of the Christopher Guest.
Uh-huh.
They are
Waiting
for me.
Guffman is great, and
Spinal
there was
Tap's
another
amazing.
one. Not you for your consideration. There was another one, right?
For your consideration, and then the one about the.
I mean, I guess Spinal Tap is. Spinal Tap was always a favorite of mine, so that would be higher up in the list. But I wouldn't consider that one of this new. Oh, Mighty Wind. That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
Mighty Wind.
Yeah, Mighty Wind. What's the? But there's one other one that I liked that was about. I can't think of it. I like those Christopher Guest
Might be
things.
for your consideration because that one was kind of like a little. But
but boy, I had.
What was it like?
Like a little, like a fart in the wind.
Like they should have called it "Fart in the Wind."
Yes, it was like a fart in the wind. It was not. It was not as good as everything else that they've done.
That
But
was like
Waiting
the
for
one where they were
Guffman
like
and
running.
Mighty Wind.
They were like a public radio thing or something. Wasn't that the deal? It was like an NPR kind of joke. I don't remember what it was.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I kind of stopped at Best in Show.
Best in Show is amazing, and people should watch it, and it's hilarious. And if you want to, you forget just how good Fred Willard is as the guy that's just doing the play-by-play or the color commentary of the actual dog show. It's so
It's
good.
completely who I based my Overwatch, my Overpants persona on when we were doing the Overpants narration in Vegas. Like
Yeah.
it was, I was trying to, I was attempting to be that Fred Willard character.
Channeling
who
him.
was- Yes,
Yeah.
channeling him. Thank
It
you.
was really, really funny. Stifler's mom's hilarious in that one. Everyone's good. It's just good.
yeah.
So anyway, there was that. And then I thought, all right, well, I got to get something under my belt here because everything I'm watching right now is either I've already recommended, like Fargo's had an amazing 3rd and 4th episode, but I already recommended it at episode 2. So they can't do that again. And then I remembered Nicole recommended or didn't recommend, said she couldn't
It was
finish
a
that show.
half recommendal.
What's it called? Monsterland?
Monsterland, yeah.
So what I did is I went and binged through the first, I think, 5 episodes of Monsterland. And
they're all different, right?
They're all different. It's like anthology
Yeah.
series.
I just
Totally
got
different.
hung up on the first one. It was just too hard. for
Sure,
me to
I totally get it.
continue.
And there's some other ones that are also very hard. They all do this thing. They all have this theme of real life hard problems. And also there might be some weird
There might be monsters.
involved. It's a weird combo. My only okay, so I'll say this up top, and again, I'm not playing clips because Nicole already did, and we've talked
No,
about
I didn't.
this.
No, I just talked
did you just
about
mention it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just
could have done
mentioned
clips.
it
I should
because
have done
it
clips.
affected me so much that I was like, "Am I the only one that's watched this?" So I'm glad you did. 'cause
I
do-
really like it, like a lot. I'm only going to say one thing about it that I'll complain about. Yes, it is hard. This isn't going to be for everybody. Parents of young kids. That first episode is really going to be a hard one, I think. There's another one later on in New Orleans, I think, that is also kind of in that vein. That's hard to deal with, but it's in a different city. In fact, each episode is called New York. One was New York City, New York State. This other one's called somewhere in Orlando or whatever it is. Different states, different cities, and then they are totally different actors. Except for some reason, the girl from the first episode, the mom, the young unmarried mom, shows up as a guest in one of these scenes in the New Orleans one for no reason that I can tell. So I kind of like they're doing
So
that.
same
It's like
character or
no, totally different character.
Okay.
Totally different character.
Okay.
They're not
Kinda
tied
like
together.
American Horror Story kind of thing.
Yeah. So they keep doing this, which is fine. That all's good. My only complaint is every one of these ends weird. They all end weird, and I don't mean in a. I don't mean in a way that's like thought provoking or whatever. They just leave you hanging. Like,
yeah,
that first one
What
definitely
happens
did.
Unsatisfying ending, though?
It's hard to explain. Like the New York one is like this really horrific monstery thing happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just sum it up with him going back, this other guy going back to his apartment and talking to his roommate about whether or not he contributed to the problem this business is in. Like, it's just a weird way to end things. Like, you just witnessed this like horrific, gory thing, but now you're just like back to life. I don't know. Something about it just rubbed me wrong. And all of them have ended this way. And so I think that's the point. I think they're supposed to make me mad a little bit, but I'm not sure that part's working. So,
and I think they mean to try to like monsters and what's your definition of a monster, right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that's definitely.
And so they throw you lots of these kind of moral questions about how people act in life, and and the monster that
monsters
you can see
take many forms.
Exactly.
There is kind of that.
But it's like, is it the monster it's physically there, you can tell it's a monster, or is it something else, right? Something that's, not black or white.
Well, what's really hitting me with this series is...
It's called Monsterland.
Yeah, and I'm going to keep going through it. What's really hitting me with it is the acting across the board is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Every one of these features really amazing acting from actors and people either I've never heard of or some that I've known for years, and they just are just killing it. So
it's like little mini movies, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of are, and in a way that hurts them because they don't seem to know how to end them. But I still recommend it, and I'm going to rip through the rest, and I've really enjoyed it. I like anthology television, generally speaking, anyway. Whether it's a season or a single episode, it doesn't matter. I really like that. I think it's creative and interesting, and it's Halloween, and these are a little bit scary, and they also ask some really hard, tough questions, and I would recommend it. Okay, Nicole, let's jump to you.
Watch it during the day.
Yeah, watch it during the day. Well, that didn't even help you, though.
I know it didn't. Well, I mean, it helped me with the quote unquote scary parts,
right?
Like the horror parts.
Right.
That helped. Like
sure.
When he was ripping his face off.
Oh yeah, that part.
Like,
oh yeah,
this is how I watch that. I do this.
That was
like,
hard
I can't watch that. Oh God.
Yeah, they're like, peek through my fingers. Sure, yeah.
Is it over?
But it would totally flip that whole thing. You know who the monster is at the end of that thing? Oh, never mind. I don't want to give away.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're not about to tell us, are you? It was us the whole time. It was man.
The monster's inside the house.
Yeah.
All right, so I have two for you. I'm gonna pull a Brian.
Oh, cool. Good, because I only have one. So.
But before I do that, I late at night sent you a clip. Both you, Brian and Scott. Scott, did you see this clip?
Was it a text?
It was the clip that we said looked like Russell Johnson for a little bit, looked like the professor.
Right, but it was in a text form. Is that where we got it? I don't remember if we got
it. Yeah. It is in a text form.
Oh, here it is. I found it.
It's a little hidden thing on Amazon Prime that they put up all of these really old, like, classic kitchens of the future, and it's like from the 1950s, 1960s, or whatever. Right. So for whatever reason, I was watching this.
Yeah.
Classic kitchen films, and it's just like Frigidaire, and I was just watching it, and then this promo came up, and I was like, I recognize that guy. And so I had to send it to you because it was just totally random and out of nowhere.
Yeah,
I don't know. Do you
Gavin,
have the clip?
I have it right here. I'll play it.
If you scroll to the bottom, you really get an essence of who he is.
So you guys know Gavin. What's his name?
Darren McGavin.
Darren McGavin. I always want to give Gavin his first name.
Gavin Madarren.
I need to add messages to this. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to play this so everybody can hear it. And here it is. Well, I want to play. Oh, because I have to show the audience. Hold on, chat room. Hold on to your butts. Here we go.
Hold on to your butts.
Here it is.
It's my Milo because I recorded it in bed. I was just sending it to you.
Oh yeah, it is very quiet.
Yeah, don't worry.
I can barely hear it. But yeah, so the main
point
was
I'll link to the film because it is, but it's the dad from Christmas Story.
Yeah, it's Darren McGavin. He's awesome. We love that guy.
Mm-hmm. You know, but at the very end, I guess somebody's using the hot water, and he's like, he does that whole yell thing that he does in Christmas Story. I'm like, I feel like this is his like audition for Christmas Story that we're watching here.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
well. Brian made the point that he looks like Russell Johnson, the professor from Gilligan's Island. So, and you're correct.
At one point, the initial.
When I saw a comment, when I saw it pop in here, I'm like, "What's he doing off the island?" Like it threw me because I've never seen.
How did he get off?
Yeah. He's always been on that island. Couldn't go anywhere else. Anyway.
All right. So if you want to watch some old retro futuristic commercials, just look it up on Amazon Prime. There's a ton. Because once you find one, they recommend all of them to you.
Yeah.
But here's what I watched. And it was recommended to me last week. And I have to recommend it officially.
All right. Let's play clip here. Here we go.
Now looking.
It'll tell you what it is.
Oi, mate, there's you. I believe it is. Wicked. You coaching football. You are a legend for doing something so stupid. I mean, it's mental. They're gonna murder you.
This is a bit of news from the other side of the Atlantic. AFC Richmond announced the hiring of their new manager, American football coach Ted Lasso.
You're an American who's now in charge of a football club despite possessing very little knowledge of the game.
Oh! I know that AFC Richmond is going to give you everything they got, win or lose. Or tie. Right, y'all do ties here. Did you see that? He must be from England, yeah? Wales. Is that another country?
Yes and no.
How many countries are in this country?
4.
Man, I want to watch Ted Lasso.
Listen, as long as you get Jason Sudeikis doing that dance thing that he does, I'm fine with it. I will watch it.
So Ted Lasso, I don't want to tell you too much. The clip is pretty it's a fish out of water, of course, but it's more than that. I don't particularly like sports themed shows.
Yeah.
Like I'm not really into it, but this is all based around soccer or football, where you're living.
Right.
And of course, Jason Sudeikis is the coach. He's coming to England and he literally knows nothing about the sport, but he has a outlook on life that I wish I could have. Like, I want to be Ted Lasso like every day. Yeah. But he's human. And the show does things that I was expecting it to go down traditional kind of tropes, like the women fight and they're battling, but they're not. They're friends. And I'm like, this is so refreshing. And it just makes me smile. And it was just a great show that Mark and I just binge watched. And I was looking forward to it every single day we were going to watch. And I was really sad that it was over.
Remind me where.
Okay, so I didn't know.
I keep on calling him Ted Laszlo, which is the character from What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I was thinking this was a movie,
Lasso.
so it's a series.
It's a series on Amazon or Apple Plus. So there you go, Brian. I have been converted to Apple Plus.
Oh, I've got so many. It's time for you to go back and listen to my recommendals of all of the Apple Plus stuff.
I remember all of them. I was telling Mark, I was like, oh yeah, we got to watch
Defending Jacob,
Ravens,
Mythic Quest.
Mythic Quest, or whatever. That's our next one is Mythic Quest.
Maybe
So.
I don't know how you feel about the M. Night Shyamalan thing, Servant.
I showed Mark the trailer for it, and he said, "Oh hell no, we are not watching that."
That's one of those.
Yeah, maybe don't do that one. But
maybe not. I think
Mythic Quest. I think you'd get a kick out of it.
We're on the uplifting streak right now. So, and Ted Lasso, I highly recommend it. Don't learn too much about it. Just go into it cold and be surprised. So I love it.
I've been wanting to watch it. I'm glad you loved it. I can't wait to see it.
All right.
Apple
and
TV
here,
Plus.
Oh, so go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
it's just reminding people where they can get it. Apple TV Plus, everybody. That's where you get it. All right.
Here's my movie.
Okay.
That I
Here's your movie.
would like to recommend.
All right. Hit and play. It's some trees, some birds.
I also enjoy a sketch. Helps me think, process my thoughts.
Helps me do the same.
That was a cool effect, by the way.
Caricature. Perhaps best if my aircraft doesn't see it. Do you intend to stay up there?
I
was hoping for some privacy.
You know, last I remember of you, you were quite a timid little thing. You had a pine cone wrapped in wool. Dragged it with you wherever you went. Calling it Dash. Someone told you that Queen Victoria had a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel called Dash, and you decided...
This is kind of a boring clip. I'm sorry.
Really selling this.
Yeah,
I know.
Mycroft was the giveaway in there, right? It's Sherlock Holmes' brother. So is this Enola?
Yeah.
This is Enola
I
Holmes.
thought this was a series. Why did I think it
It's
was a
not.
series?
It's a movie. I thought it was a series too.
Oh, weird.
But then I was like, oh wait, it's a movie. And again, just delightful. Both of my picks this week are just delightful.
I've
and
heard
I love
nothing but
them.
good about that thing. I've heard great things. That was Henry Cavill, by the way, playing Sherlock
Oh,
Holmes.
was it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sitting there chilling out, thinking
Superman,
about being
right?
Arthas one day. Yep, Superman. He's also in The Witcher, of course.
And that is 11 from Stranger Things.
Bobby Brown.
Yep,
Bobby Brown.
she's great.
Bobby Brown.
She's great. I hope she has a huge, successful career. I think she's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would
So
you-
this is the story of Enola Holmes, and of course there's mysteries to solve and things to do, and it's a great, especially if you have daughters.
Yeah.
It's a great film to watch with your daughters.
So it's a series. It's based on a series of young adult novels that were made not by. So this is not Arthur Conan Doyle's thing. He never had a sister. There was never a sister, I guess. But these books written by, where's the name? Nancy Springer. There's a whole series of 7 books called the Enola Holmes series. And The Case of the Missing Marquis, or there's the first one, some other ones. So she made this up. But I have heard that is a really, really amazing series, even if you're not a young adult reader.
Yeah.
So it's very cool that it got made into it.
Because wasn't Harry Potter meant to be young adult?
I mean, yeah, it got more adult as they went along. Like by book 5, basically the books grew up with as Harry got older, the books got older.
Right.
Moved to an older audience. Yeah.
Yeah. So this may be the same thing where you're sort of, made for it's like Pixar movies. They feel like, on the surface, these are made for kids, but everybody enjoys them. So they're not really made for kids.
It's a great family movie.
Yeah. I got to watch it.
So it's really delightful.
That's
all I can say.
Does
Delightful.
Sherlock Holmes, played by Henry Cavill, does he ever go shirtless and show us his big guns? Does that ever happen?
I don't think so.
Okay, all right,
I
never
don't
mind.
recall that.
Well, then I'm out. Forget it.
You'd remember.
I was just trying to get Kim excited because she loves him, loves the Henry Cavill. Can't get enough of that guy.
Sure. Who doesn't? I mean,
I know,
So there
right?
you go. That's on Netflix,
Handsome
by
man.
the way. It's a Netflix only thing.
Yeah, Netflix original. Very nice. How's the brother? The other brother, is he a jerk in this? Because
I kind of want to punch him in the face.
Yeah, he's a jerk.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, my daughter's yelling my name.
Oh, I can hear that.
Perfect timing. That's perfect timing. Hey, here's what you need to do. You say oh.
Hey, that's what that Darren McGavin clip sounded like.
Yeah. She's not saying hold on. She's saying hola. She's just teaching Spanish, you guys. It's fine.
That's right.
Teaching her at home. Don't worry. Well, we'll let you go, but here's what you got to do, folks. Follow Nicole Spag on Twitter. She'll put this and other stuff we talked about today on there, and you can find out what we watched, where, and how. Nicole Spag, have a fantastic day.
Here come the kids.
I pooped all over the couch, Mom. That's what I would worry about.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's great.
Let's finish today's episode by giving a shout out to a listener.
Fan.
Service! Got something from Hilario. I love that name. It's his real name.
Hilario.
It's about Mandalorian Mercs Costume Club, or the MMCC. We are an international nonprofit Star Wars costuming charity group who specialize in Mandalorian armor culture. Prior to the pandemic, we would create Star Wars-themed events at children's hospitals and convention centers, making the Star Wars universe real for children and around the world. Now, with most things on lockdown, we are doing galactic transmissions through Zoom to children, along with other LFL/Disney groups, such as the 501st and Rebel Legion. You've probably seen the 501 somewhere at a convention.
I've seen them a bunch of places, yeah.
Yeah, they're huge. If you know a child who can't go out due to illness or could simply use some cheering up during quarantine, you can make a request at their website, MandalorianMercs.org. Mercs is M-E-R-C-S, like Mercs.org. And for those who are at home with nothing to do, we also have tutorials training people on how to build Mandalorian armor from scratch. All of our templates and tutorials are free to download and have a design for men, women, and children. Thanks, Hilario. That's awesome. I love
That is
this.
so cool. Yeah.
Very, very cool. MandalorianMercs.org is where you want to go, folks. So check that out. If you have a fan service you'd like us to read at the end of the show, send it in to themorningstream@gmail.com, along with any and other all correspondence. That's a sentence. Not at all.
Any and all other or all.
Yep, nailed it. Frogpants.com/TMS for everything else. We'll have a show with Wendy tomorrow, a bonus TMS PM this weekend. All of that due to your patronage at patreon.com/TMS. And follow us on Twitter. You may as well. Brian's off is fast, so you can find him there. He's at Coverville. I'm at Scott Johnson, and the show is at Morning Stream. Now let's play a song to leave.
That's right. Just don't tell me that you're pregnant because I won't hear about it.
No.
All right. Before Tank Girl, we miss her in the chat room, but we know she's still listening day after day after day, and we're so happy about that. She used to be a fixture in the Tadpool online chat, but work precludes her being able to listen live anymore, unfortunately. So we just have to wave from afar to Before Tank Girl. She wrote in and said, "Oh, hi, Shake and Boogie. It's everyone's sacred time of year, my birthday. I would like you to play Paul Revere by Asylum Street Spankers to cheer us up and remind us of the before time, the long ago, and always be deliriously happy in the knowledge that you and Scott will always be a few months older than me. Blessed. Hashtag blessed. Hashtag why am I using hashtags in a song request? Wow. Bye-bye. Boobies. P.S. Play the song anytime this week.
Nice.
Or next. So I'm playing it now. Her birthday is actually tomorrow, so we're getting a jump on it because of some other requests that are going later this week. So happy birthday, Trisha. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and can't wait till all this stuff is lifted and we can come visit you. So Asylum Street Spankers, this is one of her favorite bands, and these guys put out an album called Mercurial in 2000.